We have our 13th meeting of the Veteran Service Commission of Winnebago County. First item on the agenda is approval of the meeting agenda. There are motions. I'll make a motion here. Motion. Roll. Second. Roll. Any discussion? Spelling errors, whatever? Yeah. I'll be taking a minute.
I got one, John.
Yeah, okay, so we do slowly.
I got him, don't worry. Jeff, I got him.
All right. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Next item is public comments. And every month I would say that we are part of the public. If there's anything you want to say. Hearing nothing, and is there anyone, no one signed in? Nobody got their hand raised on
No one.
Okay, that's great. We'll close item 2. Item 3 is to review the applications, and that means going into closed session. It's a remote thing. I like to go to closed session. Okay. Gary, a roll call. Aye. Closed section.
Anything? You guys find anything?
Do we have a motion?
I make a motion.
Gary. Second by Peggy.
Yep.
All right.
Sound good?
Again.
I think we all looked at these minutes this time.
I haven't caught errors, the two of them didn't, so.
Are there any Iowa announcements? No. Right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Right. Minutes have been approved. Number 5 is the acceptance of the current financial report.
Okay, starting balance is 35,000 obviously, and VSC balance was 22,000. So far to date, we have dispersed, that's counting the one, the Jessica one. We dispersed $1,343.84. So can't get my head working. Leaves us a balance of $20,656.16. We don't have anything to subtract today, so our balance stays the same there.
Rainfall.
Yeah,
It's cool, but
Yeah.
it was 4 or 5 months and I was still.
really? Oh boy.
Don't tell him that.
Don't tell me that. It's just driving me crazy as it is. We haven't got any spreadsheets from Fox Valley Veterans Council yet. So we probably won't until the end of March, early February, early April. So I have nothing to report on that particular balance. I didn't go to the last meeting in January, so, and Roy said there wasn't one Thursday, so I honestly don't know how much they spent this year today. Why, did you go to the January one?
Yeah.
Did they talk about the budget then? No?
Never been.
So total balance, $33,656.16. If you want to look at a comparison to where we were last year, this right around this same time, we're a little bit heavy compared to last year. By about what, 1,700 or so? So.
Okay. Any questions? Now we'll go more to accept. I make a motion to accept, financial report. Thank you. Motion in favor? Aye. Opposed? Yeah, it's been accepted. Next item is old business.
As far as office updates, we really don't have anything pressing to discuss regarding our office. Shane and Teresa are going through the security background checks right now. I don't think they've gotten their cards yet, but they're getting real close to being fully functional. So they're, even though they're accredited, they still need their cards, their VA cards to get into the VA system. So we're getting close. So they're doing their background checks now. Other than that, we don't have anything office wise. There's some, I gave you some handouts. Just a couple things to talk about that we got coming up. Down the slope, you know, the pipe here this spring.
I'd like only on this. Yeah.
Did you guys see? I mean, I don't understand. You know, this is all him. I don't know how much of it will actually come from fruition, but that last page. Veterans housing and employment.
Yeah.
Increase the eligibility for veteran survivor property tax credit by extending the eligibility to those with a disability rating of 70% or higher, or at least 70%.
It's not going anywhere, though. Yeah, if you bring it up, it's not going anywhere. You mentioned in the beginning before, but yeah, it's just. The doors are closed, it seems.
What's interesting with that little statement though is he's got a dollar, I know the cost is 43.2 million in tax relief to claimants over the was it biennium? So that means 2-year period.
Yeah.
So is that like a temporary, like, does he have the authority just to grant like a temporary 2-year?
Well, the budgetary things like that, until they are authorized, he's just saying for 2 years. But unless something comes through and they vote on it and authorize it, then it becomes permanent. But right now, he can do it actually on a 2-year basis. With an executive order, if he has to. If he
Yeah.
wants to.
Yeah, I'm just a little confused on that.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 times they've tried to adjust the state statute.
Yeah.
And I don't get that he's doing that right now. I think he's just trying to.
Yes, not election year.
It's kind of big. You know, who would vote against the veterans?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
what they've been doing for years. Yeah.
But no one sees it. Now
Now
they'll see it though.
now it's free.
Yeah.
That should be in all caps and bold type.
And I like the last one on the page. That's what it doesn't say, but the only state that doesn't have one. Yeah, holiday for veterans.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's what it
Neither did I.
That and
Don't be
election days. Don't know
Maybe we won't.
No, we won't.
No, we'll still be working, but.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Now, these are those papers that I would have, we would have got last Thursday.
No, I didn't include the Tammy Baldwin that it was,
that's gonna be.
yeah, correct. That was mine.
Okay, anything else on there?
No, that was just, there are some interesting things coming up, you know. In those handouts there. Cabin fever thing, that looks interesting.
Yeah, at the DA meeting, they said you're gonna have a table with them.
Yep, yeah.
Okay, good. And this thing that we went to last week, is that an ongoing thing? I'd like to go to that every time if there's a way.
The roundtables they're quarterly.
All right,
So,
yep, next one's up in town, well,
Is it?
Oh, they've had this before. They really get tight in that. room.
Yeah, it does get a little tight.
probably does.
So. Yeah, those are quarterly.
Okay, so I can go next quarter.
Yeah, I just had to, let me get you, let me get you on, John, Kohler's, email.
Okay.
He's the fellow that facilitates that. I think the last two times I just sent him your name and just had him included in ours.
I've met him before and we talked.
Yeah. Because it would be nice, I don't know if is the Emerald House part of the Fox Valley Veterans Council?
Oh, I don't know.
You know, it's only $20. What is it?
Yeah.
What is it? For one, is it a one time or yearly?
No, over here.
Yeah.
Be worth it for you.
And to be honest with you, Tom, they're really looking to get more from Amro and Winnebago guys, you know, attendance at the meeting, so.
I'll handle that.
Okay. So. Because each post gets a vote on any Fox Valley Veterans Council meeting, you know,
And the meeting.
but you have to be, the post has to be a member, which I think Winnebago is now, right? You Winnebago joined,
Person on this.
Right? Pretty sure.
Contact.
Yeah, so that would be the next thing, whether I would be the contact from Amo or the contact from this.
Yeah, you gotta be one or the other.
Yeah, you can't double dip. So like when I go there, I don't, even though I'm a member of the VFWs and the American Legions, I don't, you know, because of the kind of a conflict for me to vote on things that could impact me. So,
Yeah, I'm the Purple Heart contact. So here, you can bring two people for the round table, by the way.
yeah.
But you haven't let them know ahead of time.
Yeah. So it'd be nice
Okay,
to have an
yeah,
overall.
let's talk. That
Okay.
really is.
Yeah.
The networking is very important.
Yep.
Okay, next item is new business. And there is quite a bit. That other thing that you got from Tammy, that's a letter from her office to me. As you can see, the CBSO Act was read twice on January 26th. And it was sent to committee. It's in committee. The next committee meeting is Thursday at 10 o'clock Eastern. I doubt whether it's going to come up to the meeting, because that meeting is mostly a hearing to vote on Josh Jacobs becoming a deputy administrator for that VA. So, we got to keep pressing it. To this time right here, I don't know of any companion bill in the House, and there's some stuff. I'm not sure, since it passed the House, whether it needs to. But we're finding that out. Joe Wallach has got David Brooker in Gallagher's office working on finding something out, and Chris Green from, who is now Wolfman, is our guy, Jerry. He's now our, yeah. After the census, we are now good. So Chris is gonna be, they're gonna have a town hall, it hasn't, or it's been announced. Wolfman will be at the Winnebago Town Hall on February 23rd from 2:30 to 3:30. That's a, Thursday, I believe. So anyway, Tammy lived up to her thoughts on that. She's got it redone of it. But, I'll ask him. For the post. Yeah, but
Sullivan,
Pardon?
right here in the.
Oh, yeah,
Sullivan right there.
Dan's on it, right? So things are going, and the good thing is, it's right at the beginning of the session. We were a victim of our own timing last time. Passed the House, got back to the Senate, and then we went from the 117th to the 118th Congress, and they couldn't get it out of committee, so we got to do it early. It's going to get passed. But if any of you guys have occasion to talk to your representatives in the House, then you and I would be, and maybe probably if you live in Oshkosh, all of Winnebago County is growth.
One thing I gotta say about him, they recently had a Chamber of Commerce gathering in Lynn County. And he was invited over there. Out of all the people that were in there, and I was supposed to be a bartender, but I had other guys bartending and all that stuff. I sat at the side. You remember me from a couple with Future Farmers of America when they would have meetings over there. He came up to me, remembered my name, and he said to me, he says, "What do you think was happening in Washington?" He said, "What would you like to see done?" That's the first time anybody has ever said anything. Me. He wanted, and he went to a couple other people. And asked him the same thing. I gotta give him credit.
He's got guts going to you.
It's hearing.
I've been known to shoot from the hip.
Exactly.
But no, he was, and he really, he really listened to him.
Cool.
And I wasn't nasty or anything like that. Come on. But no, I really appreciate it. But and the best part was he remembered my name. That was the best part.
Last time I actually sat with him face to face was probably on the 21 at our Legion's fall dinner over in Iowa, and I asked him at that time to support CBSO Act, and he said he would support it. So we co-sponsor it. Well, I'm not sure. And I haven't found out whether he voted for or against it. I have that on our to-do list. In the last session. But now he's ours, so we can pressure him.
I do see him at a lot of veterans.
Yep. Yeah, he told us not too long ago, he says, well, now after my 8 years there, I'm beginning to understand how things work. That's a quote. Which I don't know whether that's good or bad. But it's what it is.
As soon as they get in, they gotta start campaigning to win again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the problem. Campaign finance.
The hard part is that a reflection of an individual or a reflection of the system?
It's a system. And campaign finance, to what Jerry said, I firmly believe that no one should get more than anybody else. Campaign should be federally financed. And there should be no such thing. But giving away the citizens like.
Well, any of them. The only ones that profit from that are the TV companies.
Oh, yeah.
They're funded from people out of state.
Mass media.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a crime.
Okay, bottom line, like I say, we got it going in the Senate, so if you have any contact with your congressman, let them know what position we hold and tell them that such co-sponsor on both parties.
But you're saying you still think it's gonna have to rerun through the House?
It might, and I haven't found that out yet. I'm looking through. It did pass the House once, and I printed out the new one, and it's exactly word for word the same as the old one.
If it didn't die, it should go on to the Senate.
Yeah. shall see. Here I got a college minor. Political science, well, that's the whole thing. There is no such thing as political science. But at any rate, okay, that's done. Next meeting? March 13th.
Mine,
Yeah.
I feel like opening something up here. I just have a question. Going back to the exposure town hall meeting.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, obviously, from the Vietnam era, it's at least it's gotten the exposure it deserves, right? But what traction does Desert Storm still get that? Was that just falling off the table? Have we forgotten about that? Is there any credibility to it? I mean, or do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's primarily the fact that, with that was.
There was a bunch of stuff added on the list. I should say bunch, but a lot of breathing issues and things like that. So that was part of the PAC Act. That's what's making us more busy, probably more busy than the Vietnam guys.
Yeah.
So all the desert guys are now eligible for a bunch of things. It enhanced eligibility for VA healthcare, but at the same time, it also opened the door to several. I mean, there's a healthy list of cancers and breathing issues.
It's pretty much any cancer, damn near known to man. And then, pretty much any breathing issue known to man. Minus sleep apnea.
Remember, I went for hypertension. And, they sent back a letter and said, it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's good. I was
They
gonna say,
said try harder.
no.
So
So
I got.
a lot of hoopla with hypertension, you know,
And Gus.
and,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna bring that up.
What's that?
I was gonna bring it up.
And, that's different than your question, you know, but, so at the time, we don't, you know, we're thinking, and I still think I agree with applying no matter what. Okay, with hypertension, it seems like they're giving everybody a 0 unless your numbers, there's some good, strong documentation where your numbers are 160 over 90 or like 130 over 100. What's the diagnostic and what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diastolic and systemic.
What's the diastolic? Is that the low number? That's the top number? That has to be over 160.
Yeah.
Or the other one, the
Systolic.
systolic, has to be over 100. Either or,
Mhm.
but they have to have consistent readings in your records that show that. And
That's the problem.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
So they take your temperature, they take your your blood pressure readings.
3 times.
Yep. But you're on medication.
Yeah.
That's what I told. That's the whole point of the medication.
Right.
So, if there's no clear documentation showing that you had crazy numbers before you went on documentation, you're gonna end up with a 0.
That's exactly what I told them.
Yeah.
I said, when I gave blood, I used to walk in and I'd tell them my blood pressure, 123 over 76, every single time. Now, no longer, but I'm out, I just want to ISI, you know, all those things are on, I think my phone was killed last week.
Blood pressure stuff, so are you gonna get that? You know that no blood pressure is fine.
I know. And it's been going, I personally feel it's gonna be a little bit of a battle.
Yeah.
Because what other ratings in the VA system are you on a medication where you at least don't get a 10%? I can't think of any.
Hypothyroidism.
Hypothyroidism?
Your medication, you get a
Well,
0.
that was another one of these.
Yep.
That was just
Yeah,
that.
one of those big hyped up ones that they kind of just.
It looks good on paper. They're gonna add and give all these extra pennies, but then they're all zeros. But it is still important, I think, to get it documented on yours because hypertension can lead to other issues and. So. But we're still gonna keep flying. I don't care if the guy gets a 0 or not. I think,
Maybe we'll have to go back and do it.
yeah.
When they figure this out.
Yeah.
Or if you can find your record showing hey, I was this when I started it, but a lot of times you guys unfortunately started so long ago that those records don't exist.
Yeah.
I've only had one. Yeah,
That's what we need.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah.
who can find that stuff?
I mean, I've only had one veteran so far get a 10%, I think.
Yeah, I just got one too, but
One.
he's on medication and his numbers
Yeah.
are still high. I'm like, "These-"
Yeah. And for mine, he went to our favorite doctor
Oh,
and he told him what his original readings were. He just took his word for it, put it on the sheet. It's good.
Yeah.
But does it work for everyone? No.
Guy I couldn't- Two other things. The first one is FSF Fox Valley Veterans Council. We Vietnam veterans who were there were privileged. They've got a brand new Huey. The last time it turned the road was in Vietnam. And they brought it home. It had been totally stripped. And they were rebuilding it and they called in a guy who was a repair chief on the line to help. And the guy walked in and he said, "Where's the phone?" "Oh, they're gone. We don't know. We're gonna have to maybe get some paint." He said, "What do you mean? I got everything in my warehouse. Where's your phone?" He called his warehouse. And all of a sudden he said, "Don't worry about it. They're on the stuff." So he donated everything. And to make a long story short, those of us who were Vietnam veterans at that meeting got to sign the door.
Nice.
Nice. Get a magic marker.
And you didn't have to be for a test flight at all?
Like, and that's when I was in deep water survival training, when they actually fished the side of the ocean. And you don't drown from the ocean, you drown from the prop water.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing, I heard from the Milwaukee area, who says that the VA is providing him with a housekeeper and home skilled nursing. What's going on there?
So there are certain programs, they will, you apply through your clinic, your doctor has to put a referral in, and they will provide, it's pretty minimal up here. I don't know what it's like down in Milwaukee, but they will come in a couple times a month to help tidy up around the house. If you don't have anybody that can do it, you know, you're by yourself, you know, and, yeah. Yeah, so it's,
I just have never heard
yeah,
of it, so I wanted to make sure that the whole commission did hear of it.
it is, we do help people with that from time to time, but it's pretty rare. I mean, it's usually a single veteran that's in not quite assisted living home ready, but
Yeah, not quite.
needs a little bit of help, you know, so.
Okay, and then one last thing is, young lady by the name of Jody Barnett from the DDA introduced herself to me while I was talking to 15 Rolf from Baldwin's office. She's from the Department of Veterans Affairs. She said, "Call me, I'll get you a meeting with James Bond." I probably would go into Madison to meet with the secretary. Okay,
Oh, did I ever get my approval letter for, I never seen
You know,
anything?
yeah, it is approved.
Oh, okay.
I meant to tell you that. Did I tell you that last time? No?
No, I wasn't here.
Oh, that's right. So, I think they're not gonna do the letter. The gist I got from the county exec's office, but it was approved. So you're on the hook for another few years here.
there you go.
Here's,
I stuck for another couple.
and we don't accept resignation letter.
No, I tried that a few times last week.
If he has to take it in front of the county board,
They did.
saw that.
Yeah.
Well, then there should be a document of that. So,
Oh, the minutes, I mean, the approval,
Yeah.
but they used to send like a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Didn't get one, so I figured I better ask.
Did you guys, did you hear that John Minor quit as director of the? Veteran-
No, I did not. I did not hear
No.
that. Where did they announce that?
At,
Yeah, Mike Thomas.
roundtable.
Wow.
Which I can understand that. Mike was B-52 pilot in Vietnam. I thought it had with him the whole time I was on Fox, UWO Fox in campus. I can understand John. It's just really bad.
There's a lot of animosity up in County, the veteran friends are having problems.
Yeah, they are. I heard they're moving now too.
We're moving on, they're, where is it going?
Oh,
Sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Church on Capitol Drive. You're moving to, and
Same
the
here.
BBA is moving out of the BBA is moving out of the after when the American Legion post in the veteran friendly village.
Change
I don't know.
Anybody been to the fish fry at Post 38 lately?
I know, I don't there.
No.
Chicken dinner a while ago.
Still pretty good? Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't been there since my kid played Legion baseball. He's 51.
Yeah, that's one thing. During the summer, I go to Brock Fry's on Wednesdays. Or.
Well, anyway, would entertain the
Well,
motion.
you made them, you were talking about next meeting date.
Yep, March 13th. Same time, same place.
Here's
And-
those things.
Thank you. Report from Mike Elder as to where our elevator is.
From what I understand, the money was approved.
Yeah.
So,
I do, Chuck already told me. They approved the money, now we're gonna use this one to. Wait,
I think it's a complete rebuild, isn't it?
I mean, I told them. I told Barry, if you got any input there, tell them that there's no worse elevator in the entire Winnebago County. Because this one said that's who can barely get around and ADRC. So, I mean, you find one that's more needed than that.
And our toilet's down too. So.
Oh.
Swear to God. I swear to God.
Oh, that's bad.
Let's open the window.
Starts working. The window there gets
There a motion to adjourn? On that note, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Second it.
second, I thank you. All in favor? Opposed? All right, 13:39. Yeah.
Oh, I think driving is a little bit.
When you have the.
Yeah.